Hello, and welcome back to CF Sellers. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. We're going to talk about the reality of art theft in the video today, and hopefully we're going to go through some things that will help deter, but nothing is 100% online. If artists want your work, they're going to get your work. But we're going to kind of get into that today and talk a little bit more about that. If you're new here, my name is Carrie, and I am a seller on Creative Fabrica, and I create tutorials for artists wishing to sell their work on Creative Fabrica. If that interests you, which I really hope it does, please like and subscribe, and also subscribe to my weekly newsletter where I give you even more tips and tricks and ideas to help you as a CF seller. So sign up to be a part of this great community. Let's get into it, talking about the reality of art theft. So the reality that art theft does exist, and it can sometimes be overwhelming, and it does happen. I had a viewer reach out to me a few months ago, and he forwarded me his experience on Creative Fabrica of how his work was stolen. He reached out to Creative Fabrica and they did nothing to help him. He was extremely distraught and just heartbroken, and I don't blame him. I've had my own work stolen and it's not fun. So hopefully today I'm going to go through with you some deterrents on Creative Fabrica that you can use. But like I said, this is not 100%. If thieves want your work, unfortunately, they're going to get your work. So there's a few things that you can do on Creative Fabrica. The first thing is that when you upload a product, at the bottom of that upload page is that there's certain options or opt-ins, especially for the opting in for $1 and they have your products for free for 7 days. And I no longer, for me as a seller, I don't opt into any of those options below. I only opt in the last one there, because that's recommended as default. I know that that can bring in some money, but as the viewer said to me in his comments, that's kind of what his experience was, is that he spends hours and hours and hours creating these products. Then he uploads it for $1, thieves can get in and they can take your work for like $1. Not only that, is that for $1 for the month, they can go in and download anything they want, and then there you go. So the reality of that is, when you sign up for Creative Fabrica to be an artist and a seller, something you have to realize too, and that's not just Creative Fabrica, it's selling your digital work online. You have to let go of your work. You have to be very aware and okay with art theft. I don't worry about my work being stolen. I'm sure that it is, but the process is very arduous in trying to find or stop these thieves and taking your work and even claiming it as their own. If you do come across that, if you want to do your due diligence and try to stop that, but you can't. Unfortunately, that is the reality of being a digital artist online. There are deterrents that you can use. As I mentioned before, don't opt into any of those sale items, or even if Creative Fabrica has a promotion sale that they put out to buyers for 90% off. I don't do that anymore. Once again, they have that access to, for what, $1 or less sometimes, to purchase your work and then do whatever they want to with it. I don't do that anymore. I regulate those sales myself on my store and on my website. And that's not just Creative Fabrica, that's any platform that you're going to sell digital products. You have to go into it knowing this is a reality and this is a possibility. But don't let that deter you from creating work and putting it out there, because there are honest people out there. There are honest people using your work in an appropriate, the right way, so that they too can earn a passive income just like you're trying to do. So I look at it that way. And for me, that's rewarding. And unfortunately, thieves don't look at it that way. They just look at it as, woohoo, it's a free free for all, and it's not. Another thing that you can do is to make sure your thumbnails are a low quality, which is if you create them in Canva, download them as a JPEG, not a PNG, because you want that quality to be as low. You're already giving them good quality in the original product in your zip file, but when you promote or advertise that product, make sure that your thumbnails are a JPEG and the lowest size that you possibly can. I would still keep the size as I suggested in my how to do thumbnails video, and I will have a link to that below, but I would download it as a JPEG. Also, there's some artists that use watermarks. Personally, I detest watermarks. And I know there's different kinds, there's lines you can use and stuff like that. But for me, I'm going to work on making my thumbnails a lower quality more than, a higher quality. And maybe that will be a deterrent. But like I said, they want it, they'll get it. On Creative Fabrica, I don't believe that they themselves as a platform have anything set up for theft or to report it. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. And as my viewer stated in his comments, he reached out to Creative Fabrica after his work was stolen, and they hemmed and hawed, and finally they did nothing. So I do know that there are some platforms that do have some things in place. I don't believe Creative Fabrica does. However, in my own opinion, I am very aware that when I upload my work to a platform like Creative Fabrica, there is a risk of my work being stolen. So I don't worry about that. I just upload my next product and just keep on going, because in my mind, I'm thinking of the honest people, not the dishonest people. I'm going to leave 2 videos for you. Both of them are quite different, so that you can go in there and look at them, watch those videos, and if you get any value from them, do what works for you as an artist, because this is a reality. Absolutely, it's concern. Absolutely, it breaks your heart. It breaks my heart. I've had my work stolen. So I'm not ignoring the value of time that goes into making work. I also learned a very important lesson when I went to art school. I learned that you cannot be emotionally attached to your work. You cannot, because either it's stolen or people buy it, or it's no longer, you no longer have it. I've had my work, I've had my whole portfolio ruined by a flood. So all of that work that I was saving, all of it had to go into the trash because it was completely ruined. So that's what I'm saying. You've got to let your work go. Once you upload a piece, let it go and go on to the next. You have to do that. I do that. I'm not recommending that if you want to do that, you go ahead and do that. But for me, I cannot sit and worry about thieves. I need to create and get my work out there. I want to do that. And because I want to do that, I know that I'm at risk. We're all at risk. So in my head, I try to be optimistic, and I try to, when I'm creating this, I'm creating it for the buyer. I'm creating it for those honest people out there that really want to make work that will help them, as I'm creating work in relation that they're helping me to get passive income. So that's what I think about. The 2 videos I'm going to suggest is one is from Crafty, and he talks about some deterrents that you can use to help not get your work stolen. So you can watch that video, and I will leave his link in the description below. And the second one is from Serkworks Art Labs, and he has a very different perspective. He kind of has a perspective like I do, that you shouldn't be worried about art thieves and just letting it go. So you can watch those 2 videos, see how that sort of resonates with you. But as I said, you are the artist. This is your work. You do what works for you and what you feel comfortable as an artist doing or not doing. So quick video today. I hope that helps you. Art theft is out there. It's a reality. It's something that you need to be aware of if you are a digital artist online, because that is the reality. People will do that, and they do that. But don't let that deter you from creating and to being an artist and putting it out there for those good people out there that do use your work appropriately. So that's my 2 cents. If this brought you value, I hope that you like and subscribe, and also subscribe to my weekly newsletter and join our community where I give you lots more goodies and tips as a CF seller. So until next time, my name is Carrie, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.